posterity judges generations after generations. I didn't know that Allah was on the fast track. I didn't know that God.
Asra kesian komo bibia se na nyumre so modem ofidi ato a 24 radio. Ebredu sense mekoso memo ase di ato ne din trending news na nyumre yesi nkonya ne ade bi ebesomo account na fua makomako enum na Ghana yeko akoto santene eyi o mampani ene mrahye bedwafo de o man ashomonsa emfie nan eso ebiem na eno anti Ghana womomo epre akonwa no Another danko ekufuado sanso na John Dramani Mahama ene maami ekuadon kono omo makanyina omuguso a omo ebo entoa na entoa bom na John Dramani Mahama de atudwa se Ghana ye hyebre nyina ehye yensem se ye betena ehia ye ahokyere ne kwankoma ye die emu emfie nan biem de a ene eseye nara.
An assignment with destiny on 7th December 2020. It is not to be taken lightly. We're not just going to cast our votes for casting votes' sake. We're going to take a momentous decision that will make or break our forward march as a nation.
Nana dodan kwa kufuado nso ewo asante mantemase wode aseda kese ama nananom hemfo ene omanfo ana nto abobebo no namiensa no ode ebawiye na eno enene wokopie mu ewo nyinahini ema astrotev a yesine kama koda na di ewo eho na eno ena ode aseda piesie ede ema asante man so magina wa wetu
ma propo wa asante memo ede baba de wiye na first stop back 3-day toy and he Besa me da na nane mo nyina se awa tu so ko kesia mo da te me ne mabafo ne yakopon sheda exa mo nyina ba.
Dr. Sribo Kweku, Director of Elections at the Emma Electoral Commission, what they are to say special voting a course so en radana results with PM and I can you see any Ghana form to me a duum a shame special voting a course one Nene Ajipa na a course so asumdiemu.
To God be the glory. What I will say is that it went on successfully on 4 counts. One, we had a turnout of approximately 80%. 2, the BBD performed effectively and efficiently. 3, the party agents comported themselves to the extent that if you want.
Dr. Ibn Chambers, what they are two ages sensem for any bamboo for Edwade di enemy nge babeto aba omo ebedi djuma sompa e wabato no mu no omo emfa pepepe ye enye won adwuma na afin so omo reporter omo ebe make titiru nsemtrefo no omo enhwe na amfa oye ne bia ama omemu ha.
We want elections where there will be ballots without bullets, and here I am borrowing from an expression, the campaign of the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons. I think all of us, editors and all the newspapers must champion this campaign of ballots without bullets. We want Ghana, December 7th, emerge shining.
San enso ena GJ president onso ede ato edwade foto kese ama nsemtrefo say yen reportage yen hwe ne ye na fa asem kese ama omei.
We guidelines some letter report the three Bible. Then can that check yama or the ye yama on what they are some cheerful. Na ibum ha winning but winning. Ibum who have said that even so this the first time about cover elections. Then Jen Kofinya by together. Na them check with the mama. Yes,
special voting na course and so okopie mu polling stations ahodo no bia na electoral commission penifo de tuju asese won hye face mask a wontumi enkoto aba ne no na ebi enso sorry say yintumi deny amanfo fundamental human right na lawyer bia kasa or de atuju ase face mask hye no so eno so mandatory na yenhwe ne na ode foto ama Ghana fo nyina asese ye ko akoto aba nyame ya adoma ejuara yenhwe se face mask ye be hye.
Because we all know that we don't only have only one law in Ghana. We can't just quote certain specific electoral laws and turn our blind eye on other existing laws. Because the laws that country has quoted are not the only laws in Ghana.
Lawyer Richard Obeng Obetenenka ewo hon nsem wei ene afoforo pii na anwumre mo somfo edo donko yesin konwa wa 24 radio so a oba bete yenka ewo hon no na afidie yi baby a wutie dwumedie no efre eye 24 radio so wote yenka ewo modernghana.com Zeno Radio sa enso ena wote yenka ewo tunina ne nyina eye 24 radio eso YouTube eye 24 TV and afeso Facebook eye 24 radio/TV midin ede Edward Donko Papa Smiley na Daroma ena wetimi aboaboa ensemi anu a wote yenka ewo enframem de obeya ne se obeko Facebook page wonum na wonso wetimi akọ na wa like afenso na wa comment na wa share ye ntwumedie no ewo honum ama wonua enso etimi atibi ewo eho. Once again midin ede Edward Donko na 24 trending news ena uguso a wutie no. Afi yenji brani enfensem no mu enchiremu emamo enrada ena special voting eba so eye enhyehyɛ electoral commission omde gu akwan mu ema womomudi adwumason abato ebre edua ebi etese yen ensemtrefo sa enso ena bambofo ena afenso electoral commission one staffs a edru sa ebre ya na kyese womo adwuma abapa no o say nya pre no omdi ka to omo ediese na ebe ya ombenya full time ede ahwe ama obi a etimi edi emra ahodo so a yede eto aba enunti eno adabusumi da edi kan December 1 ena electoral commission ehye ema special voting no etimi hye so dendende ananye asem keto akra na eno ena Dr. Srebo Kweku we director of elections ede ema electoral commission no wababonten de aseda PSA amotwedi amponya kopon se time no edru ya polling stations ahodo a okoye ene de oteno radio ahodo so te set 24 radio so no report onya ye nyina ekirese bibia da na kwema basabasa bia entimi NC wose eno ene ade a ye hwehwe na abasobo no ochemu ahodo besemiensa didikan eye infidie didi djuma sanso ena party executives amtimi ekopie mu ewo polling stations ahodo na afenso ma wamo ebaye ebeto abane COVID-19 protocols ahodo no ne nyina timi deda na akwema eho entimi ama asembia.
To God be the glory. What I will say is that it went on successfully on 4 counts. One, we had a turnout of approximately 80%. 2, the BBD performed effectively and efficiently. 3, the party agents comported themselves to the extent that even when you go there, you wouldn't see what is inside. Then 4, all other stakeholders, including the coaches, also cooperated and after it contribute. And we are doing to go for that.
Na odi to Joseph Fidia edi ejuma no devices ahodo no eno so timi respond well pa no wogidie se nyame adoma ejware edi animu yin se koto aba se de esi ebo ejuma no sa pepepe na ebeye ama Ghana fo ye nyina yate ho ases ama asundua aba te se de enrada etimi etoja no.
Yesterday I went to Kaswa. After I got there, it was around 3 p.m. and 500 and something people had voted. And it wanted to know that more than 80% of the polling stations have 500 or less. So if at that time, the battery was 53%, we knew that they will finish the election around 40% or 45%. Two, if you monitor it, you realize that this BPP was very fast in identifying the fingerprint and the facial thing. So some people went through about 400 and something went through facial recognition without any challenge. And all the rest were all through fingerprint. So tells you that you don't impose the representative.
And so now the two just COVID-19 protocols no say omudi ka kan no say oba na say went me any so anya de say ombema wo kwan say max na woni bia ombehyew ama wahye bi ansa na paper no yate ama wakọ akoto aba eye mandatory into wo say wo hye frifie eba ansampo and wadru polling stations wo.
I agree that human rights are not absolute. That's why you have the right to life. But at the point in time, your life can be taken away from you through the law. I also know that there's a legislative instrument that says that before you step out of your house, you should wear a mask. And I believe everybody knows that that law has not been revoked or repealed. So let us all be law abiding. We also understand that you don't contract COVID only at the police station. Leaving your house without a mask, joining the vehicle without mask, you can also contract the virus. So it shouldn't be electoral law. We are talking of the laws of the country. And nobody can deny that there's an executive law that bars people from stepping out without a mask.
Now I say, na yato abane wie na so mtimi keka no mesi ene om quality ewia na best 24 hours ntem bebia timi tutoma omo ebedi klene no ena yibisa na se bi no ento omo ase echirem se saade no ebeye den se isi omo ebetimi aye na no obisa se na omo awie omo amanage bibia kama ama bibia deda na kwema omo ntena ho ekopem se 3 days no ebeso ana.
What do you mean by that? So if the results are ready 12 hours after voting, we should wait for 3 days. That was the thing. Everything is by management. Management is by planning. We have planned and we want to achieve that goal. We are going to declare credible and accurate results. That's the concern of the people. So if the results are accurate and we are declaring them 10 hours, 12 hours after voting, that doesn't mean it should be the case. And let's go say that when we are ready, we should wait for 3 days for it.
Sanso eno di chat wo se wo hwe womo ekoto woma ba special voting womo gina box no etwa amfoni video ye de beto montene so no o condemn no wo hwe se Ghana bambosem womo ede asotwen ebema san nipa ya womo video womo ede ba bonten ma manfo hu se womo akwakoto about se abato no eye secret balloting eni kwa so video ede eba abonten na sa nsusuye no wo hwe se ebe twe se nipa na so ansa na Jordan Pokredu ama nipa no nyina akoto womo aba.
People should be jailed before 7th December to sell and warning to others. The law says you should cast your vote in secrecy. So if you take a picture of it, you are flouting the law, and it should be punished severely to serve as warning to others. Why would you take picture of your ballot for what? It should be law abiding.
We should be law abiding. I know Dr. Sribo Kweku any tenenka na security personnel in some trefodo na womo edin MP abato enkratanum. No eno de two just say so she na se udin APM no wankwa ankoto abane dia any only chance bia so obekwa akoto na mum ukọ polling station ono na udin eni honom dia ene wo akwanya said December 7 no obekọ ba bia woto aba na wakwa akohwe na wato waba na yisi womo deny obia fundamental human rights so mano ento aba.
You need special voting with then the deal with me the 7th December about to aba. No more so deal was special voting no when one aba no there. It's about where go
eno Dr. Sribo Kweku na eno ene ebopin wo mo nim de efa emra ensem eho face mask ehyem sɛ wonhyɛ face mask a wontumi enkoto aba ɛwɔ hɔ na no ɛna lawyer Richard Obin wonim de paa ɛfa mmaransɛm ho ne bisa ne sɛ saa nsɛm yi ebetumi agyina na okyerem sɛ nsɛneɛ mmara bia ɛwɔ mmara Ghana mmara yɛnni baako no yɛwɔ mmara bi a ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɔsɛ Ghana ni ba bia wokɔ public places a wohyɛ mask no ɛwɔ sɛ wohyɛ na sɛ woanhyɛ mask no na sɛ yɛtwe firi hɔ nom na kɔpem sɛ wode asɛm no bɛkɔ akɔpie baabi a yɛdi mmara no ɔmmra koraa no na from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. no na aso koraa aboro so a wonya chance mpo ɛnto aba ɛno nti face mask hyɛ no ɛyɛ mandatory.
Because we all know that we don't only have one law in Ghana. We can't just quote certain specific electoral laws and turn our blind eye on other existing laws. Because the laws that country has quoted are not the only laws in Ghana. There are other analogous laws that are also relevant insofar as elections are concerned. Because the law on that is mandating Ghanaians to put on their nose masks requires that once you are going to a public place, you must have your nose mask. The question is the voting center, is it a public place or not? And I would say it's a public place. So once a public place, you are supposed to put on your mask. It has nothing to do with the duration within which one must vote. A person has to be at the polling center to vote. It has nothing to do with that. All that is the EC official, to my understanding, are trying to put across. Yes, you have the right to vote, but when you come, you need to go through certain processes. And these processes, including your name being checked, you sanitizing your hands, they need to ensure that you have put your face mask on. These do not amount to any form of disenfranchising anybody.
Eno lawyer Richard Obin no sade to aso sɛ sɛne yɛkɔyɛ banks ahodoɔ titiri wo bewura mu ɛwɔ akwantufo radio yɛn studio ha se a mpanifo bɛhwɛ sɛ wɔnhyɛ mask a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛpamo anaasɛ wopɛ ebi ɛhyɛ na protocols ahodoɔ no wodi so no saa pɛpɛpɛ ɛna ɔkɔ public places a ɛwɔ sɛ woyɛ.
For example, I go to church. Anytime I go to church, my church requires me that before I enter, my temperature is checked, and I'm on my face mask before I enter the church auditorium. I've never had any issue with it. I also bank officials ensure that before I enter into the banking hall, I need to observe the various protocols, including having my nose mask on. So, unless actually I didn't hear exactly what Shanton said, somebody is not on face mask, and for that matter, he has been told that he should go and put on his face mask before he can vote. I don't think it amounts to disenfranchising anybody. What they are saying that they are not saying that we will not allow you to vote. They are simply saying that before you vote, go through the following procedure. So David, I don't know whether maybe there is something more.
Okay, so na eno entonchen no ne nua pani baako ono so ediso eso se sene emra no esie nie na enka ebetumi a enka yisi no mo ento aba no enwie na so mo eto aba na nanka oto aba no wie nanka mo allergy complain ede ama aposifo nanka yache wo mo eko say ena nana kwesi ono so yemra nimni ono so ede to so
that when they are going to the polling station, they should go wearing their face mask. But the law is the law. The right to vote is a fundamental constitutional right. And so when a person goes through the process of putting his name in the register and walks to the polling station, there are a set of laws that have been set down in the LI that he has to follow. He has to verify, he has to agree that you put his finger in the indelible ink. Wearing a face mask is not one of those laws. Now, the law in Ghana that requires you to wear a face mask in a public place prescribes the punishment for breaking that law. You could go to prison and so if I come to a police station and I'm not wearing a face mask, You can actually get the police to arrest me after I vote. But you cannot deny me my constitutional right to cast my ballot. And this is the problem. If the EC decides that a person who has come to the polling station and is ready to go through the process prescribed by law will not be allowed to vote as a punishment because they're wearing a face mask, they are prescribing a different punishment for breaking that law. The punishment for breaking the law on wearing face masks in public is not disallowing you to vote. And you see, that right to vote is so fundamental that nobody can deny you that right at his whims and caprice.
Nana Akwasi Boche won also mranim ni na wode to aso se ho behia se Ghana fo nyina ye be hye ye max se kwa akoto aba se ne be ya enkofa asembia ema.
Do as has been prescribed, but the EC must be careful that people will not challenge the validity of an election based on the fact that a good number of people were enfranchised on constitution. Because if you get a substantial number of people filing a consistent complaint saying that I went to the station without a face mask and I was disallowed and therefore I was illegally franchised, and if they can bring up a decent number after the election, somebody can go to court and challenge the validity of that election.
Eno eye womo munim de efa Ghana yemra ensem eho ena yete womo enka efa sa ensema efa ye max ehye eho ena yete ye ewo eho nomo na yebetwe ho aba yeba ensem foforo mo so yede ebeto amoso.
All the power we need, all the music you want.
Yetwa ensem no eso Dr. Ibn Chambers UN Secretary General Representative for West Africa. Na no dey atu edwa se abaye ba beto yenhwe se polling station bi ebekon bambofo no omo ebehwe se obibia ntimi fa etuo ana pistol bi ntimi enko polling stations awodo no se ne ebeya abaye ba beto enkofo yene ema oman konkron Ghana wose se aposifo ne bambofo ehwe etoto sa enoma ya beboa ema polling station ayehwe se etuo ana second bi ntimi enko ho no ebeboa ema asumdue kese aba oman emu haze efrise yehwe asumdue obia hwe asumdue ede ama oman konkron Ghana. Dr. Ibn Chambers.
We want elections where there will be ballots without bullets. And here I am borrowing from an expression, the campaign of the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons. But I think all of us, I think editors and all the newspapers must champion this campaign of ballots without bullets. We want Ghana, December 7th, emerge shining. We don't want to hear any sounds of bullets. We want the people's vote through the ballots that they cast to be what determines who emerges the winner and not any acts of intimidation.
Na eno echi ena Ghana Journalists Association one president ononso ede ensem no bi eto edwa Alfred Money one also ede ato edwa sen semchefo so yenhwe ne reportage yentimi emfa enoma engu akwemu na nye pepepe se ne be ya eno so enkofa asemkese emra omen
o guidelines of letter report the three hand bible they got that to check yuma ode ye yuma on ode ye asemchefo na ebi mu ha woni but woni ebi fu ha won say that ebi fu this is the first time about cover elections then je go fu nya number together na dem check with the mama yes check the my nya mo on yefa into central phone this time woman kana no to Ghana na some asumpi Ghana no puntu should overshadow everything na service central phone ya to abaya to papa na my share we say to aba in find him that to be unprofessional.
Eno GJ boss and our president Roland Alfred Money ɛna yɛte ne nka ɛwɔ hɔ no na Asante Regional Electoral Commission boss yɛwura Mr. Bano no nso ɛde ato dwa sɛ mmorɔno a ɔkɔɛ titiri Asante Bɛkwae ne mpɔtam wabra na special vote no ɛkɔ so na di adanse pefee sɛ ampa Ghanafoɔ democracy yɛte aseɛ yɛ papapapapa bibia kɔnkan ɔhwɛ COVID-19 protocols na amansan nyinaa ana wɔn a wɔkɔtɔ aba no etimi edi so ma na wɔatumi ɛkɔnkan yɛ papapapapa.
From constituency to constituency, this is the time that I've gotten to Bekwai, my own hometown, to come and see what is happening here too. But everywhere I went, I realized that everything was moving on as expected. All the protocols for COVID-19 are being followed. You see, when you look at Bekwai here, they have used the circle one. But some places they are just using the marking. Some places they have placed chairs there so that you sit on the chair and you do not have to go closer to the next voter. These are some of the measures that we have put in place to ensure that we curb the spread of COVID-19 during this exercise. Hand sanitizer is there. Flowing water, you have to wash your hands with liquid soap and the flowing water. All these things are here, and our officers are also making sure that people comply. And the policy is that no face masks, no voting. And all the people who came to vote were wearing face masks. We want to translate this to December 7, so that what we are experiencing here on this 1st December, the special voting, will be replicated come 7 December.
So are we going to see no face mask, no voting on December 7th?
Yes, that is all that is the directives. No face masks, no voting. Whoever you are, before we attend to you, you need to wear your face mask. And that is even going to change the behavior of the populace for wearing face masks. You know, when we did the registration, before the registration exercise, people didn't care to wear the face masks. But when we made it mandatory that anyone who is coming, that time if you don't have, you supply you. And for 38 good days when we insisted, after the exercise, you see that most Ghanaians changed their attitude and people were wearing the face masks. And that is what we want to do on the elections day.
Eno Mr. Bano Ashanti region has a electoral commission on one ena oda ano na yemon remu e campaign and semun John Dramani Mahama to Frank Adema NDC amayiko no sanso ye kane mampani wode atudwo asese se de baabi o man no ekeka kono ye sebres ese ensem ebre no enie na emfie nan a Ghana ye din kwakom ahokere ene enoma aka edem no mentimi enkonkan no sese ye so ye ko na ye koto sante na ye to abadema NDC amayiko no na John Dramani Mahama oba no be rescue ye efrisa ohaw ne amane inyina emu no sese ya anye ne sa na ye sa de fi na PNPP for so ene ahokere kese pa ena yesa kwa akotom.
An assignment with destiny on 7th December 2020. It is not to be taken lightly. We're not just going to cast our votes for casting votes' sake. We're going to take a momentous decision that will make or break our forward march as a nation. If we make a mistake with that decision, this country is going to go backwards. If we make a good decision, we're going to rescue this country from the clutches of the most inept government, one of the most corrupt governments in the history of Ghana. And so we're on a rescue mission with this vote. In the Quran and the Bible, when you say posterity will be the judge, posterity judges generations after generations. I didn't know that Allah was on the fast track. I didn't know that God, with this posterity I said will be the judge, was on the fast track. Somebody establishes a company 2 years ago and go and give him a $45 million contract on a major highway of this country when he has no proven track record of executing these jobs just because the person is a party executive. But Ghana cannot continue like this. On 7th December, we will make a change.
ɛno ɛyɛ kane mampani John Dramani Mahama ne yɛte ne nka ɛwɔ hɔ no ɔse bambɔ nsɛm so agyenserepe agyensɛmɔ nkɔyie na sesei etuo ne ɛnɔma hodoɔ a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛde ma bambɔfoɔ no ɔmode bɔ yɛn ho ban no ne nyinaa akɔdi national security wings ana officers ɛfoɔ hɔ ɛno ɛna sesei wɔn ɛnam ana ekutakuta wɔn hu deɛ wɔmode ɛyɛ ɛwɔ ɛhɔ no pistols ne etuo ahodoɔ ne nyinaa akɔdi wɔn nsɛm na so ɔbaa saa ɔdɔ anaasɛ suban papa ana ɛwɔ bambɔ nsɛm emu no ɛbɛsa aba bie mu te Ghanafoɔ sɛ wopɛ sɛ Ghana yɛn bambɔsɛm etimi ɛkɔ nkan a ɛne ɛfa waba no ɛma John Dramani Mahama.
People they call national security. I was president of this country before. The National Security Agency is not an operational wing of the security services. It is a coordinating wing of the services. National security officers don't go around carrying AK-47s and pistols. If there's a situation, they ask the police to go in or ask the army to go in. They coordinate. But because they're going to put their invisible forces and Delta forces tax in the national security, they're giving them weapons. I was very sad during the registration exercise when I saw somebody ostensibly from national security in plain clothes holding a pistol and threatening a policeman in uniform. And instead of the other security officers there were some soldiers there and police there. Instead of slapping the daylights out of him, they were following him and begging him. And that is why they can't even protect us against armed robbers. When NDC comes back, and note that I didn't say if, I said when NDC comes back, we will change all that. We will raise the morale of our security services again so that they can make Ghana a safe and secure country for all of us.
Kane mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ne yɛte ne nka ɛwɔ ɛhɔ no na ne tua pɛmu Professor Jane Nana Opoku Agyeman so akɔpim ɛwɔ Asen Nyankomase na hɔ no de ato manfo ɛwɔ sesei yɛto aba de pɛ impomtuo ɛno nti afi Asen ne importem wɔn sesa wɔn ensa no wɔn to abanma NDC amayekuo no na so wɔn to abadema NDC amayekuo no impomtuo pa na bɛsɔre ɛwɔ wɔn importem
James compound of Ohio Binathan. And until a year system, send that back to no second time. Oh, I'm your hand, I'm to Maba. Oh, yeah, to the day I get them put to back. Now, we're going to try you. And yet, they are to Abana and a shame, mate. They are to Abana, politics, so I have to continue. And yet, can they politics? As an owner, that they only put to she come with you. Politics, on your way, Mrs. Shower over. Politics, on your America Casa, on your friend. No one what to Obama Malcolm, what kind of water, and I want share on your politics. What to Obama, if I don't go for me, or send I was the two that I should say. What's the Kaka Saturan? I said, I never be a said, when you pay a hill for no other one, no such I still plan. Politics only there in Subaba, as a Tanya Baba. Politics only there was my former, when I promised in school for waiting.
Eno Kane Education Minister nei oyetua pemu de ma John Dramani Mahama Professor Jane Nana Opoku Agyeman ene yete ne nka ewo ehono na Nana Danko Akufo-Addo da so ewo asantemantem sei ene dai ena owie ne ntoabo enrada okopiem ewo Saben Akrofom na eho ena dwuma die kese pa ekoso a eye Budu Kwame Multi-Fruit Processing Factory otimiko bie ano eno no de aseda kese ma otufo sei tutu otosomienu asantehene so wabɔ ne homoden ahwe amadwuma die etimi akɔ enkan ewo eho na obobo so factories ahodo a woba befa akunyen one district one factory wetimi aye
the constituency in South Soul, the one district one factory initiative by personally establishing the Budu Kwame Multi-Fruit Processing Factory under the program. Therefore, we're grateful for the show of leadership that you've exhibited in establishing this facility. As I didn't say, one team, one program, Mama Ibai, but I expect factory, Solabo, Lado, the coffee juice factory, fruit juice factory, the coffee district, our 50 Mountain, Casapra Code, Netflix Limited, Padaso, this is for our Saturday, Rim Oil Mills Limited, Big Green Municipal, Casa de Europa Limited, Gumwa West District in the Central Region, Moto King Company Limited, Tamale Metropolis, Leaf Company Limited.
Na ene wo wie ne nto abɔ no kopie mu ɛwɔ nyinahini ama park a wɔyɛ no hɔ no ɛyɛ astrotev no nyinahini astrotev no otimi ekopa ɛho entoma na ɛno na ɔde aseda kɛseɛ ma na nanom hemfo awɔ ma mo asantemantam ase ne ɛdɔm etimi kohyia no ɛwɔ ne nto abɔ mu sɛ afi abato no bia mpie no nkonkoto aba emfama na nadoda akɔ akufuado ne yɛnsa emfa mfie nan mp ne so ebiem yɛnhwɛ ne dwuma so a wayɛ napko dwumadie ene nnwuma hodoɔ na no ɛna ɛbɛma Ghana yɛtumi asa konkan
ma probo wa santimemo e baba de wiye na first stop ba 3-day toy ene nyinahi besa me da na nane mo nyina se awa tu so ko kesia woda ke me ma ba fo ne Yakupon said that Esa Munya Bakuba. Said I, Mrs. Say, I'm in my Mayoko MPPIano. The Samo Mumpiana Cosaba Casemo, the Mekitu Mamma. O prayer, and Boan Piano Coseo. A brother to say something about a baby. And you man home contact. No matter you want dance here. Chibano Paya. Marcel de Pisa. At you man put me on in a new force. Ye him say. And you man would have said, Messano. Mayana, Maya. As someone here and I, someone here. Madessa there. And they said, one man the coin, now the 12 man or so, now 4 more for Nanano, another yet man. Now you man, I have 4 more years, no. You don't need 4, you don't need 4. Baba Yahu for swap papa. Box at yes, a man. Box at here. Akaba be yi papa ko ufaso no ye ba be ye ma ama o man ni nyina enya no ufaso a nyina hinkichu mo ba be hunya ufaso kakra na sihye ya woni so woni be nyina e ma fe ye sha say 2 box side na fide tuma ba be tuma ba no ba na disika na tuma ani koso e ba nyina ni ha ama ye nyina obi Abano Yaki Yao na 4 more for Nanano. Ebe yetuma Nana kwa to be kwa bemo meje yi. Ese me nya mema ni ma. Ebe kom na se be dwemo akwa kombo me chido. Na mrebia me pese me chichi ma mai na koso ba na woni se tumi afo aso e ma aba be dimu. Bonia, Momo de Yade. When you predict you, I'll say Mammo de Dow. Masumano, one Masebe demo, Smama Musmano so. Wakako Tim when the Papa, about the Minister Moa, Minister of Youth and Sports, Organa upon the home day. Masebe demo, Dora, I said, Panya Sama. Baba Copen and the Minino, I said, Kwame Siama, and you know, Piano. The team in Nemo Pia, friend, independent candidate, Pia, and to me, one more, what you man put ya. You're not to me, Abuamo, and I said, Kwame Siama. Oh, yeah, what's wrong, the king of Kutaka? I don't know, but sorry. What call polling station? This is an electoral commission. I know. And the man about to an easy. That's it. And case oh Nana, when you did that, you answer the call. No Quaco. Now MPP, the New Patriotic Party, we have a blueprint.
Nana adodan kwa kufuado wabra wo wie ne ntoabo no ena wode science me etudwa na yewura Isaac Kwame Esiama oyemra sebedwani ewo atwema mponua abaton pesua so sa gina mu biem akoni mpre no so no enso ede tudwa wo nyuma hodo a nana adodan kwa kufuado aye no epomo Communication Director Adema NPP Amayuko Nana Komia so they are to say free tertiary school fees NDC for they are to jano enya dey say omo ebetumi aye nyanko free ene buy sika na de mo training colleges mu no omo ebetwa mu no ma hodo pi ho no mo beye ya idi adanse pefe say school fees omo so omo afa ehwo ka e tertiary institution enya dey say omo ebetimi aye Nana Komia
University for you try electricity in Sonia Sabandije. President Kufa Dubai was signed your money we invested in was signed. I feel the President Mama or your campaign of you on Swatiat or Bow also bet was no utility bills and students. That is it. After ma venture any no year 2016 any no consistent Ebobra. So the kind training allowances for union called nursing school and then union called teaching school. Allowance the kind of money President will be trained. I say whom I am for that. So much is allowances. But now the allowances in Abba, how they saw union more nursing training, teacher training. So be a non-training in him in Tinafa. Now so continue to control and try in Francois or any acquire or Befaso. And yes, this in Francois is here too. I don't think Banana to so when you I'm here, and the man in here. The movement champion. Now, most of family, now me back, let's man and quantity for cities. And the banana said, wait,
na osai Kwame Prempeh ye CEO de Ghana Oil Company or the atudwa say ehun be hia say Ghana isadin fie nan ebepi NPP for so eno osai Kwame Prempeh CEO de Ghana Oil Company ene yetene nkan ye begina so na ye de ene trending news ni nyina asia se nyame admoch na mobetime nkan medin ede yedu edonko makramo
Is it all right to feel that way? It's unfolding, a big casa, a big mimi. In fact, report our proud without it. And so Ratima, send training is empire. The boy true. Ma won't say, Uyamia, Utias. And Ratima, send training is empire. The boy true. Ma won't say, Uyamia. You're a miracle worker. You're a destiny changer. Wutini ya yebite. Ensi yenyo binye bita. Yenyo binye bita. Yenyo binye bita. Kenya wo na ma. Sensually desire. Boya tro nyameba. Ma wo se. Boyo nyamya. Sorry, knock it out. Never my time for you know I'm already erate Rabo Karabahanda if it's a walk, he can't walk one. A time for a real say. Sawo, he can't walk one. Konya nina rapapai. Hey, Sawo, he can't walk one. A time for a real say. Sawo, he can't walk one. One in a return, the kind I won't. Sunshine is somewhere. tonight, whilst Nsencheni Nyankopon is here, I speak over every barren womb. And I speak over every empty account. And I speak into every single life. Osaje for sorry. Sorry na kikawo. Nema atamfo. Minara morite. Eradie. Ma. Sexually. Rekama handelebe. Yamaye. If there is any dying ministry here, adwuma bi a enkoso enti ewrade ma sensory I pray tonight that every doubter will be a believer. They are not on you, Nino, and they are your biggest fan. Man, Sanshani,
I believe that you are able to do exceedingly abundantly, far above all I could ask or think. Believe, yes, I believe. You say, I believe that you are able to do exceedingly abundantly, far above all I could ask or think. I believe, yes, I believe. You're the one who woke me up this morning. You could do it over again. You give me strength so I can make it through the day. When I'm weak, you call me strong. When I am poor, you say I'm rich. I am amazed at how you do it, but I believe. You're the one who woke me up this morning. You could do it over again. I am alive because your hand is still at work. When I'm weak, you call me strong. When I am poor, you say I'm rich. I am amazed at how you do it, but I believe you are able. You're more than able, oh so able. Lord, I believe, yes, you are able. You are able, more than able, oh so able. Say you are able, more than able, oh so able. Say you are able, you are able, more than able. No weapon fashioned against me shall prosper. Oh no, in the mighty name of Jesus I believe. If we submit trouble, Tavia, I'm who's that? Nobody can change my mind. I believe. No weapon fashioned against me shall prosper. Oh no, in the mighty name of Jesus I believe. If we submit trouble, Tavia,